Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol MJNA. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this may look like several days worth of time right there, it's actually just today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like you this time frame. I think that's a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out where levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I did do this analysis on Friday, so that's where these red and green lines are coming from. And another very nice day for the chart. I want to get a few things updated, and really the first updates are just a couple pieces of house cleaning. I'm going to delete these lines out of there. Yes, they still pertain to the chart, but in the spirit, from a presentation perspective at least, of not wanting to have 8 million annotations everywhere that can cause clutter and confusion, just want to try to keep this analysis as clean as possible. So we'll get those levels out of the way, and that brings about our first update. And this is based on a foundational principle in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So for those of you that did watch yesterday's video, hope you remember, or I should say the video from Friday, hope you remember me talking about 11 cents as resistance, but now that the price is above it, this would be considered an area of support. And I'd say it's a pretty important level of support, simply for the reason you want to see the price continue to make progress, not go back to where it was. And any sort of closes below 11 cents, that's putting the price back inside of this range where it already was. Whereas if the price were to pull back here, not saying it will, but let's just pretend bounces around here on top of the previous range and then heads back up, well, that's the whole point. You'd have this new set of range right there, and that range would be higher than the previous set. And that's what it's all about. You want these building blocks to continue to go in the upward direction, assuming, of course, you care about things from the bullish perspective. But like I said, the price isn't even close to 11 cents at this point in time, so that's good to see. But that's definitely, that kind of that key level of support now going forward. Ideally, what would make it look the absolute best? The price is technically up above this pink line right here, the 200 period simple moving average, very famous moving average in the world of charts. So if the price can maintain above there, that would definitely be a best case scenario and make the chart look extremely powerful. But by no means am I saying that's a must hold level. So if the price, falls below that pink line, I'm not saying everything's ruined or anything like that. What about levels of resistance? Always good when red lines are being changed to green. So let's map out a couple, or I'll just map out one looking at it. So the next level of resistance. And that level of resistance is right up at that point right there, 14.5 cents. So 14.5 cents, next key battleground for the bulls, and we'll see what happens with it. By no means am I saying the price has to break levels of resistance tomorrow. At this point, the top priority, just building higher bases and making progress in that direction, because as long as it's got higher bases, that implies those bidders on level 2s need to keep increasing their bids, and that's the name of the game. One of the most popular questions I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together this free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then by all means click right there to get access to the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and like I say, it is free. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.